And the blessings continue to reign right here in the studios at Antigua Barbuda today, ABS. It's a topic that we've touched all week. So a profound and progressive initiative that is set to transform the landscape of the 2024 prayer jam. You know, not taken away from the traditional activities that we usually do. So it's a spiritual awakening and inspiration that they're dealing with mental health within the that's the groundbreaking program. This part of it. Yes, we're going pray, we're going jam, we're going listen to the music, the DJs, the gospel artists, everybody, the pastors, the bishops, everybody. But we're focusing on mental health. Good morning. Let me say good morning to the bishop. The bishop himself. Good morning, sir. And Pastor Kyla.
Look, they always mess it up. Don't feel too bad.
You know, it's just...
Yeah, it's Kyla.
K-A. I don't get it up to now. Oh, man. Bro, you're back.
What's up, brother?
Everything is good.
I am
making sure Pops is all right?
Yes.
All right. Now, it is a sensitive topic. It's a topic that we shy away from. I keep saying this for the entire week. What made you decided that we have to start focus on mental health within the church and we have to start it here within the church?
Because actually we were told the last time that we were here, we were told that one of the areas that's missing is mental health, to deal with the discussion of mental health. And so we decided when we went back to New York, we said we're going to have to deal with mental health. And so we started concentrating on that. And so our coming here this time, we're dealing with BSS.
BSS.
Right. Body, soul, and spirit.
Body, soul,
I know
spirit.
usually the church deals with just the spiritual aspect and also the soul. But we're dealing also with the body. It is very important that we do that. So that is where, well, we're going to hear later what that's all about. But this is where Duri comes in, dealing with the body part of it. But we're dealing with that mental health because there's a stigma, of course, that goes along with mental issues. And I don't know, a lot of people have mental issues that they're dealing with. As a matter of fact, all of us are dealing with mental issues. And so it is very important that we get an understanding, right, of what mental issues entail. And we need to let people understand that if you have a mental issue, that don't mean that you're crazy, you know. So,
but that's where people think. That's what people think.
Right.
Now, Dewey, with the BSS, how do you plan to incorporate that in the prayer jam itself? You know, I know you don't want to take away the aspect of prayer jam and people coming to prayer jam and thinking that they're coming to a talk shop about mental health. But we have to incorporate things to make it seem so for everybody can be comfortable because it's all about the mind too, the body.
Yeah,
it's all
that's
about
true.
that.
You know, in 2019, I started this journey of, it's more of a hashtag, mental health initiative. And we started it through fashion. And when I started the nonprofit HealthJox Foundation, that's when we started delving into it a little bit deeper. We started using sports and creativity to now start addressing mental health issues. We did a tour of elementary schools, junior high schools, to show young people how to address their own personal mental health, but now through fashion. And so this year coming up, 2024, we're very excited. We've been doing Prayer Jam, producing that in Antigua for the past
6 years.
6 years. But next year, 2024, we are going to now introduce HealthJox Festival, which is a platform where people can come and enjoy a day of health and sports. So it's all about healthy living, healthy environment, and healthy minds as well. And I just kind of want to segue to my sister because she is a certified life coach and she can get a little bit deeper into the mental health aspect.
I was just about to
oh, am I doing your job? Sorry.
No, nothing is wrong with that because she's sitting here all pretty and lovely,
yes.
Quiet.
Okay.
We're ready for you. There's a reason why you're a pastor. So let's get more into the importance of having this part of the festival.
Yes, well, as Bishop mentioned, mental health is really important. And a lot of people, they have had mental breakdowns. And a part of it is due to stress. You know, a lot of people are dealing with stress on a daily basis. Every single day, there's something to stress you out. And people don't have the tools. So because they don't have the tools, they don't have the resources, they kind of just deal with their emotions, and it's like you react to however you feel without using tools to calm you down. So we just figured it would be a wonderful thing for us to bring the tools and the resources to Antigua, because we were told that mental health issues are not really addressed as much as they need to be on the island. And, you know, I decided to take up some courses at Yale University with psychology and different things to help to train me to help others with their mental health issues. And all during the pandemic, that's what I was dealing with. And I figured, why not allow the people to get some help through HealthJox, through Prayer Jam, and we could mix everything together by having all of the artists come out to Prayer Jam, the singing, the dancing, the jumping up and all that kind of stuff, but also having workshops to teach the people what you can do when you're feeling stressed out. How do you handle being depressed? How do you handle having all these financial stressors coming at you? What do you deal with family members who are acting up in the home, you know? So
grief is another one.
Grief,
Yeah.
which that's something that we're dealing with right now. And there are 5 stages of grief. And there are many different times that you might find yourself being angry, you know, denying what happened. And then, you know, it's the bargaining thing going on where you're like, man, you know, all right, if I would only do this, if I did that, if I said this, if I was there, you know, and then it'll go back to you accepting what happened. And, you know, it's a mix-up. It's a mix-up.
It's definitely a mix-up.
It's a mix-up. But if you know what's happening to you, you'll know exactly what to do when it's happening, so that you don't just overreact, but you'll be able to make like a conscious decision on how to behave, and it'll just make your body function properly.
True.
You know.
True. And would you say that the pandemic showed us that mental health is really a serious issue that we need to tackle it? Because
Yes.
a lot of us didn't know how to deal with what happened. It never happened before.
That's true.
Can I jump in there?
Jump in, Drew.
2020 for us, it was March. I mean, the pandemic exacerbated what we thought our mental health was. We thought we were good. I mean, we're going about our lives with 9 to 5. I don't know if you go to school, you're going to school, you're doing this, you're doing that. And then all of a sudden, you're stuck home with the person you decided to marry. You said you love that person? Well, let's see. Because now, instead of 8 hours with your loved ones, you're spending a full 24 hours with your loved ones, nowhere to go. So all of a sudden, everything is before you, you know? And what a lot of people may not have is self-discovery. Like, we're launching a program next year called Pursuing Purpose Program. And this is to help young people discover their purpose in life, because at the end of the day, if you are living this life, going on this walk, this journey, aimlessly, not knowing what you should be focused on, you'll start robbing, scamming, cheating, you know, all these crazy things that our young people are getting into, not knowing how to communicate with each other. When there's miscommunication or you don't know how to address certain things, you may conform to violence. You may turn to violence. And that's what we've been seeing amongst our young people. So it's really about self-discovery. And then once you find out who you are and what God's purpose for you is on this earth, then you could start moving forward in that direction. And this is a great segue into transforming the nations, because we're doing all of these things kind of as a draw to pull all different types of people in. But at the core of this is prayer and worship, which is the highest communication with God.
Prayer Jam is 2024. When is Prayer Jam itself next year? What month? What dates?
Prayer Jam is going to be October 12th.
Yeah.
So we have
October
all
12th.
enough time to get things prepared and ready.
Yeah.
A full year.
We have a year. And this is the reason why we came at this time for this tour, right? Promotion tour for next year, because we want to do everything well. We don't want to rush anything. So we wanted to give ourselves a year to have Antigua and Barbuda aware of what we're doing this time. We're accustomed to praying for the nation. And this is where the TTN show comes in, transforming the nation. And we would like to transform the nation through prayer also. We've been doing this since 1998, and we've been doing it consistently. However, in 2020, that's when COVID hit, and we weren't able to travel. Everything was locked down.
Ooh.
Our church was locked down for 2 years and 3 months.
Yeah.
Why so
If
long?
anybody told me that we could survive for that time,
It was
because
crazy.
We went virtual, by the way.
yeah, we went
You went
virtual.
virtual, but why 2 years and 3 months going into the sanctuary?
Because when we looked and we saw what was happening, even in churches, you had pastors dying from
Yeah.
COVID when they opened their doors. Pastors and some of their congregations were dying all over the United States of America. So we did that as a precautionary measure to make sure. What I was doing was protecting the people. I don't want my people to die. And, you know, some people get super spiritual and you say, oh, we just go out because, you know, we're just serving the Lord and everything. But the Lord said that we're supposed to use wisdom. And if you see a plague, and that plague come and people are coming together and that they're dying, I mean, you got to understand that you need to just stay away and be cautious. So what we did, the way we held our congregation together, we had on Wednesday night and Thursday night, we had a prayer conference call where everybody calls in telephone calls, and we had our prayer during that time. And then on Sundays, we're on YouTube having our services. And so this is how we were meeting, you know, but it's not that the church was being neglected. Every week we were bringing the gospel and all of that, but we were just using different means. And that helped because now we are using the same means, even now that our doors are open and the people have come back to church.
So this is a real promotional tour. Now, you made mention of something. You made mention of tools. I'm going to ask a question. It's very important.
Talk to me.
COVID,
Yes.
we as a people, we didn't know how to deal with it. It changed a lot of our thoughts and mindset mentally, yes. Now, would you say as adults, we're here, we didn't understand what was going on, then we were showing up how that things we were doing weren't right, but then we know weren't right, and then now we're blaming the younger ones for how their behavior now, wanting them to have the mental aspects of understanding things when we ourselves not understanding it. How do we deal with that part now?
I'm gonna let the life coach jump in.
I look straight
I'm a
at
little
her.
nervous. I was like, I don't know these answers.
Yeah, because we know what happened with the younger folks. The younger folks, we want them to be on the straight and narrow.
Yes.
But then we ourselves are not fully mentally ready to deal with that yet.
Exactly.
Think about it. So how do we? What sort of tools we need to bridge the gap?
Right. Bridging the gap, it really is going to take a lot of work. It's going to take a lot of communication. And what I've found is we need to have platforms where we can sit down and talk to somebody. A lot of times when young people are going through their problems and their issues and they might be acting out, instead of adults, especially parents, really having a sit-down conversation and finding out the root cause of the problem, it's easier to tell a child, just shut up and sit down. Just go to your room, do your homework, you know, instead of actually saying, what is causing you to cry right now? What is causing you to, some kids, they stop eating, they stop, communicating, or we see the opposite, where they just start being really bad, like we call it bad, and then we label the children bad instead of finding out the root cause. There are many times that we just need to have a sit-down conversation and just say, please, just express to me what's going on. And if parents will talk to their children and probably share with them what's going on, we'll see a change, because then the communication between parent and child, it becomes like something that is revolutionary. That's something that I was very happy my parents, my mom and dad, they would always have sit-down talks. If they're gonna punish you, they'll punish you if you're acting up. They're gonna punish you. But after they finish punishing you, they sit and say, Mommy and Daddy loves you, and the reason we punish you is because X, Y, and Z. Now, what caused you to do X, Y, and Z, So, we always had a line of communication, and that gave us a little more responsibility, where we realize, okay, we need to make some better choices here, Yeah. So I think the number one thing is communication.
You said some things there, because if the child is not eating, we take them to the doctor, we give them tonics or medicine to eat. If we don't admit to ourselves that we're doing something wrong, or we too have an issue, we don't want to tell them things that going on with us, because they say you don't want them in your business.
Right.
So there are other aspects to this. So it starts with us first, as parents.
It really does.
And if we don't have that as young coming up, and you go through life, how do we, that's the other part of it. How do I bring that now if we didn't have communication like what you just spoke about from before?
And you know what? I feel that some parents think that their children can't handle certain information. But the truth is, we are training the children to become adults one day. If you shield them all the time and they feel that you're not struggling financially, how are they going to handle it if they grow up and then they have some financial issues? If they never saw Mommy and Daddy say, man, it's a little tight this week, we're going to have to cut back on the X, Y, and Z this time, but we're going to have to work a little harder
we don't want our children to know we're broke.
Right. But then when the children get broke, then there's a meltdown.
Then they won't go out and do things that they're not supposed to do.
Exactly.
We touched on a very specific topic a few days ago when we were visiting one of the schools, and it was the concept of, your problem children, right? But then what about the ones who are doing really good and they're grade A students and accomplishing this and top level in their sports? These young people may not know the word no. They may have never heard the word no before. How do you deal with a no?
With a no.
Right? At some point. Will that break you down mentally? These are things that we need to address early with humans, because we're humans, and we're kind of like creatures of habit. You keep getting yes. You feel like you're winning. Your first no may break down your world.
Right.
And now what do?
Why? You feel like a failure.
Right.
You feel like a failure. In Wall Street, as we know, America, some men, grown men, jump off buildings when they find out the stock market plummeted and they have no money left. So how do you deal with tragedy? How do you deal with your no?
Because balance.
We know.
Listen.
Balance. Exactly.
Listen. Next year, I have a whole year to prepare my notes.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll be ready.
Okay.
Just before we go, where can folks get more information? Tell them where they can get more information. I follow on social media, so I know about the funeral and everything. I saw the pictures.
Okay.
Yes.
So my condolences still to the family.
Just before, because they're going to do that. But just before they do, I just want to say that we also have, and don't forget, we've come to pray for the nation. So we're having intercession for the nation also on the Wednesday night. This time, we really want to have a national day of prayer. And I think we deserve to be, I would even say, I believe that we earned having a national day of prayer for Antigua and Barbuda. I'll tell you why. Because since 1998, we have been here praying for the nation right? Gathering the churches together and the people together to pray at Multipurpose Center, and lately we've been going to UE, right? Now, the thing is, we not only pray, but we have been bringing clothes, food.
Technology.
We have been bringing school supplies and technology and all of that for the schools, and going house to house, giving people food, bags of food. We have been doing that. We've been to the Red Cross, carrying food there and clothes there, and not food, but clothes there to the Red Cross. So what I'm saying, we have been doing this consistently since 1998, right? Therefore, I would like to appeal to Antigua and Barbuda. Please, just write and say, Mr. Prime Minister, I am with Bishop Lester Bradford to have a national day of prayer and fasting for Antigua and Barbuda. Please shut the island down on that day and let us fast and pray for the nation, because the Bible says, blessed is the nation whose God is the Lord.
And we leave it right there, ladies and gentlemen. We gotta go. Quickly, social media.
PrayerJamLive.com and also HealthJoxFoundation.org.
All right, well, thank you. I know I have my homework to do. We gotta talk.
Yes.
I have my homework to do. Stay with us, folks. We've got more coming up right here within the third hour on Antigua Barbuda today.